You ready?
Yes, sir.
All righty. Hello, everybody. It's 6 o'clock. It is May the 6th, 2024. If you would, let's stand for the... We have a quorum. Let's have the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And to the Texas flag, I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Lot better there, people.
And let's pray. Father, we come to you tonight just thanking you, Lord, for all that you do for us, God. And thank you for, Lord, the people that were willing to be in our election. And thank you for us having a good election. Just pray for our new candidates and our new mayor as they take office. And we just ask your blessing and just give them wisdom and knowledge to do a good job and to serve your people. In Christ's name, amen.
Amen.
Okay, we have some citizens' comments. We'll start off with Miss Dottie Barnes.
Okay, thanks. I put mine in last. So I wanted to say, Scott and your wife, I'm sorry y'all are leaving Frost because you are a powerhouse here, not only in the mayor's things, but for Frost. And that's so sad for us. I want to thank everyone who ran because, oh my gosh, what would we have with the election without those who run, and congratulations to those who did. And on the agenda, you're looking at things that cost money. These things cost money for the city to do, and I understand that, and yes, we need to, pay for that if we're having you pick up stuff and everything. And though I didn't put this on my thing, I want that if city officials are affected by the tornado, they should be able to take time off to deal with their property. And, we have a slot, you can put your money in there, and then you get everything in on time. So let's take care of our city officials when they are in distress.
Thank you. All right, next up is Miss Charla.
Thank you. So first I wanted to bring up, it's a little bit of an older issue, but I would like to talk about the complaint I wrote about the First Amendment violation of the cross being on public property at the city park for winter holiday. I know the mayor told y'all that it was nothing to worry about and it was simply a misunderstanding and that y'all just need to add a sign to make it constitutional and legal, but that is not the case. And my complaint, if you chose to read it, details that. That being said, I just wanted to let y'all know that if it goes up again, the city will face a lawsuit and each of y'all will be put on the lawsuit. So maybe just think about it. Next, another violation of the First Amendment, the right of the people to bring grievances to their government. Y'all have been disregarding complaints against the police chief stating that they are not formal because they are not valid if they were submitted through email and not on y'all's complaint form, it seems. This was discussed in the February meeting, I believe. And in March, another person wrote a complaint, and it seems that the mayor contacted them saying that if they did not come out and fill out the complaint form, then their complaint would be disregarded, and y'all could do nothing about it. I did a FOIA request for all complaints filed, and it came back that there are no complaints. I just wanted to go over the code that was referenced. It says it has to be in writing and signed, which I agree. But in writing, the definition under general definitions states, includes any representations of words, letters, symbols, or figures. It does not state anything about it having to be handwritten or written on a city-specific form. Sign, the definition includes any symbol executed or adopted by a person with present intent to authenticate a writing. Again, nothing about handwritten. These definitions are under Government Code 311.005, General Definitions. Y'all are public servants. I don't agree with y'all refusing to acknowledge these valid complaints from its citizens. I believe this is an abuse of authority to make your own rules and to not hear the people's grievances instead of y'all are sweeping them under the rug as if they don't exist. And I would just like to remind y'all actually all took an oath, whether y'all remember it or not, to the Constitution to uphold, protect, and defend it. And I don't see how y'all are doing that if y'all are ignoring the citizens' complaints. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Next up, Bill Barnes.
Bill Barnes, 519 North Garrity, across 22. I'd like to talk about number 5, bulk brush cleanup. I have no problem with added charges for extra services. As I said, the city's in tight enough finances without doing a bunch of stuff for free. But there are a lot of properties within the city limits that are over 3 or 4 acres, 5 acres, generate a lot of brush. The city council passed an ordinance against burning within the city limits, and I can understand how that is applicable to lots with the houses close together, but I think you should do an addendum to that saying that lots of certain acreage, say 3 to 5 acres, are exempt from that ban on burning. Otherwise, we will incur, we generate a lot of brush when you've got acreage. So otherwise, if you're going to start charging brush cleanup fees, it's going to produce an additional charge for us that we shouldn't do. And the burn ban was approved with the caveat that the city would pick up brush on request.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, item number 3 is discuss update on Republic service contract and service standards. So we had talked about being not happy with Republic. We were going to contact them and just as a starting the process to complain that we needed to contact them. So what'd you find out?
Yeah, essentially, I spoke with our sales representative and just shared the complaints and the concerns, and there was a nicety, right? Appreciate your outreach, and we will do everything we can to ensure that we are there timely, and if not, they'll contact the city, those types of things. So open the door.
Okay.
So
They were early today.
Do what?
They were early today. My trash was empty before I got home.
well, and the other thing too, I don't believe in our contract. I asked about timing, and they said that it could be first thing in the morning. It could be any time throughout the day.
Well, I'm just referring to what time it normally is done.
Right, I've noticed-
They got later and later, like 3 or 4 hours
Yeah.
later, and they were breaking down the next day. That's what the whole issue was right there.
Yeah.
Because the dogs were knocking over the trash cans. They know and sense smell when the trash is
yeah.
out there.
Absolutely.
Well, at least it's in our minutes.
Yes, thank you.
And so we got that documented that we did that. So if we want to take the next step, we can do that. Anything else on that? Item 4, discuss and vote on policy and set a dollar amount requiring the second signature and a dollar amount the mayor can approve spending without council approval. I'm gonna let Rachel.
So talking
Talk
to
to us about
the
that.
attorney at the TML, she sent me a lot of documents and she said that it's whatever the city council feels comfortable letting me sign as far as paying bills or whatever that's concerned. She said there's no set thing by the state of Texas saying that any check has to have a second signature. It's just a safety, thing for the city. So if we want to set that if you guys want to set that at a certain dollar amount for me to have to get a second signature, then that is, totally up to you guys. As far as the mayor's concerned, she said $3,000 is pretty much where everyone caps off because there's stipulations and regulations that you have to follow over $3,000. So that's kind of where the cap normally is, so that's where that $3,000 came from. So she said that would be her suggestion, would just be to stick with the $3,000 for the mayor. But as far as the second signature, no check is actually required by the bank or by the state for a second signature. So it's something that we, you guys as a whole, can vote on and set that dollar amount for that. So I don't know what you guys want to set it at as far as.
But I thought that was right on the mayor. 3,000,
3,000,
3,500 is what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah, it's $3,000 for the mayor. Pretty much.
And what do you think about the second signature? I think it's always a good practice if you can do it.
Yeah,
It's just sometimes I'm not here, JJ's not here, it's hard to,
it's hard, yeah, sometimes it is.
on it, it's not impossible, but sometimes people are out of pocket. It's just good accountability to do it. So, what do y'all think?
And we're talking about the second signature on anything,
Any
Yes.
check.
anything on every single
On
check.
every single check. So we can do it where every single check requires it, or anything over $3,000 has to have a second signature. When I worked at the bank, we had it capped at like $5,000. Anything over that, then it requires two
Yeah.
branch manager signature. Same thing at the co-op, it was set a dollar amount. It's just whatever you guys want to set. I do know that anything larger than what I feel comfortable with, I've been getting him to sign anyway.
Mm-hmm.
There have been some that weren't much, but were a lot, but depending on where it went,
Mhm.
I've got Scott to sign it. So
Mhm.
more of a comfort thing for me.
Yeah, because even if, whatever we set it at, and if it's below that and you still feel uncomfortable, you're gonna ask
I'm
anyway.
going to ask anyway.
And if we're out of pocket, then you go ahead
Then
and
the
do
check's
it.
just going to sit and wait until.
Or you
yeah,
could go, if you
Yeah.
ask, then you can go ahead and do it.
Right. Or
I don't know if it's a good number. I don't know what
I
you're
know.
I
right.
was gonna say, what if we made it a
What is it?
linear $3,000?
Well, that's kind of what I was thinking.
Because, right?
Either word didn't matter.
well, I will tell you, I do have quite a few bills that I pay that are over that dollar amount. Like
What makes you feel uncomfortable? Like, or makes you feel like you need like,
15,000.
oh shit.
no, to me anything. If it's a bill, I don't really. It doesn't make me as uncomfortable as just a check to
Just a company or something.
Yeah, to reimburse somebody like that. I feel like I don't know. To me, it's a comfort thing. I don't ever want to write Megan a check and which that when I reimburse you for the
Yeah.
out of your stuff, he wasn't here to get a second signature, but I wouldn't. But like something like that, I don't ever want it to be. I don't ever want to leave anything able to be questioned, basically. So, but I do. There are some bills that we have that are over the $3,000 amount. But again, if it's something that you guys require and you want to have a second signature, I'm fine with that. I have no, pause against that at all. So,
I don't have any problem with that, but I'd still like to be able to review just things that are written, because there's, like in our finance, there's money spent that just says other, and I still would
right.
like to know. I mean, I know I can come up and ask you that, but I hate to come up here and interrupt you
Well, and I
every
can
time and
always,
just ask, what's this $1,000, $1,500 for
and
other?
I can always print a detailed P&L. That's not a problem at all. And it just, every one of those categories, it breaks everything down. It's just multiple pages. I mean, like the general, it's probably going to be at least 5 or 6 pages just for that on top of all the other pages. And
Yeah, that's a lot of work, though.
well, not only that, it's not a lot of, it's just running reports and printing it, but to me, it's a lot of waste paper. If, like if you want it, then I'm fine with printing, your copy and if someone else requests it, then I'm totally fine with doing that. But
It's just,
yeah.
bigger items where it says other, like $1,500.
Mm-hmm.
Where does it go?
What is it?
I don't-
Well, usually
I
that's an
can't justify
accumulation.
it.
When you see other, that's an accumulation
Of
of
multiple
anything that just fell inside that
Category.
general ledger account that didn't fit in another area.
Right.
Yeah. But again, it just says other.
Yeah. Well, and I'm going to go through and I went through and I'm going to try to match every I'm gonna take all the other and add, just expense. Like I want it broke down. And I make sure in the memo I put lots of notes, but you guys don't see that part of
Right.
it. You only see the code, so that's gonna take some time to
Yeah,
get all of the accounts to match as far as the code numbers are concerned.
so you gonna make the motion, Megan?
I
know you
don't, I
already
don't
said
really
it.
know a
Well, how
number.
many,
I
okay,
mean-
so like, anything over 3,000, how many bills do you just estimate?
Maybe 3 or 4.
A month.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Well,
It's
And
not
you know
bad.
they're coming, right? So
No.
you can prepare
And then
for
that's
that.
for checks. Like, there's a lot of things that I pay online
That are
too,
drafted.
that are drafted, or so that wouldn't require the second signature. But it's just the checks.
Mhm.
So, I mean, if you guys want to do the 3,000, I'm fine with the 3,000. If y'all want to do 4,000 or 3,500 or 2,500, I'm fine with whatever you guys decide.
Well, I mean, if it was like a big number, then I could understand, but
Yeah.
when it's a small number, it doesn't really, I mean, I'm not too concerned about it, but, if y'all just wanna
I say just keep it the same.
keep it the same,
Just 3,000 for both.
I'll make the motion on that.
I'll second.
So I have a motion and a second. Went to sleep, sorry. I was reading.
I said flawless.
It's not. This is gonna be the worst.
It ain't over yet.
I know.
Hang in there.
I thought it was over. It's not.
So, JJ, you
I'll
did
make
the
the
first,
motion.
and that's for me, right?
Mhm.
So the
I'll
motion
second.
for the mayor for 3,000,
Make a motion.
Yeah.
All right. We have a motion and a second
JJ. you
to
second.
require a second signature on anything over $3,000 for the mayor and the city secretary.
Yes.
Okay. So I have a motion and a second. Any other discussion?
No.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
It's your opportunity to make the motion and nay.
I screwed up.
Okay, item 5, discuss adding charges for extra services such as, but not limited to, bulk brush cleanup, copies, fax, notary, etc.
So is this like people coming to get copies made here and stuff like that?
People want
Yeah.
things faxed.
See, I think,
That's
Everybody else
also,
charges.
if there's open records requests, there's an amount we can charge for the,
because I think that, in the
it's to cover the
past,
cost of the paper
Yeah.
because I think in the
And ink
past,
cartridge.
and ink.
people have figured out, because the past secretaries had never charged, or we never charged, and people are starting to figure out, hey, I can go to City Hall.
Well, there's a whole lot more paperwork nowadays too.
Yeah.
Because like if you
said
go
you'd
to
have
the
pay
bank or
anywhere
anywhere else, they're gonna charge
They're
Yeah.
gonna charge you.
Alright, so, copies. That's a go, that's a yes.
Yes. Faxes,
We're
notaries, all
gonna
of it.
go by these.
Well, I don't know about notaries.
We'll
that's up to
talk,
y'all.
we'll talk about these and then we'll come back and make a formal motion. But it's just discussion, cause then the
Correct.
next meeting we'll have
Yes,
to vote
yeah.
on it. So you're in on the copies. How do you feel about, fax services?
Yes. I do. It's just me though. Come on.
And
Yeah.
faxes are going away.
They are.
Notary service,
Yes, there is
the bank still does it if you are a
Yeah,
account holder.
notaries have a set dollar amount by the state, so whatever that set dollar amount is,
I know, I think it's Todd McGraw,
it's like $7 or
Mr.
something.
Jim does it. I think Todd does.
Probably. I know a lot of people that do it, but I didn't know. The ones I know that they don't charge, but it's
On the
just,
note,
because you
on,
can't get ones
okay, here's the
anyway.
thing on the
Yeah.
notary. The notary is Rachel.
Yeah.
Is that her money or the city's money?
So the question is, Rachel, did you bring your notary with you, or did you become a notary as part of employment for the city of Frost?
And who is
And-
paying for
And
your,
who paid the bond?
the bond?
Right. So the city did all
In that case, then the dollars
Then
would go
it'll
to the city.
Good.
Mhm.
All right.
And whatever ETC is, I'll double up on that.
Let's get double for ETC. That's awesome.
I was like,
That's great.
Give it to you. Give it
That,
to
that
you.
just made my day.
Extra triple charges, is that what that is, ATC?
Yeah,
And I think you've been working on the brush cleanup and bulk brush.
Yes, so anything that the guys can just toss in the back of the truck, then that would be no additional charge. What we talked about is anything that's a trailer load or more, that the guys have to go get the trailer and come, because they're having to load it at the resident's home, then they're having to take it over, and then they're having to hand unload it all. It's taking up time for the guys doing different stuff around the city.
I have a question. Many cities utilize their waste companies to handle these types of things. Does our waste company, is that an
They will.
option?
They will, but they only do it the last Friday of the month. And I get calls multiple times a week about, I've got brush I want to get picked up. And I try to get them to call Republic, and they're like, I'm not waiting all month. I want it picked up now.
But they'll do brush. Republic will do brush.
I believe so.
It has
So-
to be cut
But
within.
they have to call it in.
Typically, it's
length or
cut
something.
and it's, but bottom line though, if that's a change, right? If that's a change, then that would be something, but that's something to consider because it would eliminate the use of city employees and equipment to pick up brush and those types of things. I know most cities, utilize their waste companies for those types of things. So.
And that's something I can call, and just verify to make sure. But with the guys doing it, I mean, that's why I wanted to bring it up. 'Cause
I'd
it
be
is-
curious in the difference, right? And
Yes,
what would the requirements be if we were to use the waste company for something like that?
How much?
What needs to how much? What are the stipulations? I know a former city I lived in, it had to be cut in no longer than 3 foot, and some twine around it. So I think just learning those things before we make any kind of decision.
Right.
It would be a change, right, for the citizens. It would definitely be a change, so it'd be something we'd have to manage. But I think just finding out the information.
Okay.
Gotcha. I will call and find that out
Okay.
and get some
Then you
details on
probably
that.
need to look at storms coming through and how much damage it does,
Right.
how much brush pickup. What are we gonna do about that?
If exceptions were to be made,
Yeah.
those sorts of things.
Right.
I think the other thing too is really finding out what does it cost us to run a trailer load full of brush off, right? What does it truly cost the city?
Okay. So that's a discussion. We know we like the office stuff.
Yes.
Is there any other than since this is not limited to bulk? Was there anything else? That extra services that we?
We've had people want us to pull their vehicles that are stuck or their trailers that are stuck and out of their yards, and so that's something that I told the guys no, because we become liable if we damage anything.
there.
So that's something that a lot of the residents are used to, just calling Ben and saying, or calling someone and saying, hey, will you come do this? And then it's done before I know of it. So that's why, one reason why we want to have this discussion is that we can put it in writing, and it has to be, it's something that we have to start following. Because eventually, I mean, we've gotten lucky so far, but knock on wood, it's going to be.
Yeah, because if they were to mess up somebody's vehicle,
and-
then they're.
And
Yeah.
we're trying to get everybody to funnel everything through Rachel. Stop calling Ben and saying, hey, come do this. We're
'Cause he'll
telling
just-
Ben, we're telling the other guys, you tell them to call Rachel and make a work order. So we're trying to funnel everything through her and to stop all this extra, stuff that we may or may not be doing. So that's the process. Is call Rachel, Rachel will make the work order.
Then you have a
And-
paper trail of everything.
Yeah, so that's what we're attempting to get that cut down on.
Break the bad habits.
Yeah, we got a lot of bad habits. We're trying to fix those. Okay. So, I guess we'll form that in the form of a vote next time. Okay, item number 6, discuss land for sale by the sewer plant.
Who owns that?
It's part of the, what's that name?
Bachelor.
Bachelor's
Oh.
property. It's on the
George
back
Mason.
side of their property. And it's in the floodplain,
It's like 14 acres.
but it's right adjacent to the sewer plant. Caleb Martin called me and said he brought it to my attention, so that's why I'm bringing it up.
I've been saying it for years now.
But there is a contingency on it.
Is there?
That's what I
I don't
text
know.
you.
What's the contingency? The
I
price?
guess somebody, I don't know, I guess somebody's looking at it and it's contingent on if they
Oh.
get a loan or something.
Oh,
I
someone's
assume.
already got a contract on it.
Yeah, that's what I texted.
I'm sorry, I thought you just sent me the ad. I'm sorry. So,
So I don't know who is
I don't
is
know.
looking to buy it, but
He told me that the mobile home where Wallace is
Mhm.
his,
Moving.
yeah, that guy was interested in some of it to make his land bigger. And so our thoughts would be is, if we bought it, then sell,
yeah.
just keep
And I
what
guess
we
I could
need
contact
around
the
the
real
sewer
estate
plant.
and see.
So if someone wants to take that up and look into that,
Yeah, I'll check into it.
It's definitely something that we should be interested in.
yeah.
I don't know what the contingency is on it.
Well, even, let's just say it sells,
Yeah.
we still may want to approach whoever buys it and say, hey, can we purchase
I'll
so
say
many
so.
acres
Yeah.
around the sewer plant, so if we ever needed to expand the plant, we'd already have the land. And the landfill.
The daughter-in-law is the real estate agent on that
Who
property.
is?
The daughter-in-law of the owner of the property.
Oh, Bachelor.
She's the real estate agent.
Okay. They want 175,000 for it. That's what they want.
But if
We split it up.
if something happens and like if there's nobody else interested in it, we can probably, as being a city of Frost, we could probably actually negotiate with them on that one particular place. Because let's face it, I mean, if anybody buys it, you can't do anything.
That's what I wondered. Like, it's no good, is it?
You can't do anything in the floodplain.
It's only good to people
Hay
that
grazer.
join it,
Yeah.
that are already beside it.
I think he planted hay grazer or something. in
Like, you
there.
couldn't put anything there.
You couldn't build a business
Yeah.
there.
But our main trunk to the sewer plant runs right through the middle of it.
Yeah, because you got that manhole that right there before the
Mhm.
plant,
Yeah.
the main line.
And the main thing is if you ever have to expand the plant,
Mhm.
you'll have the land.
You don't have to worry about trying to build it somewhere else.
So anyway, that was
I'll
just
contact.
for information and awareness. Okay,
I'm not 100% sure. Is it just where the driveway is to the right, to the creek? Is that basically what the piece of land is, or does it go in behind their house too?
It goes in
I was
behind
trying to pull it up. I pulled it up the other
We got
day.
it right here.
the road that goes, our road that goes down to where the burn pile is.
Mhm.
There's a strip that comes up in there.
Okay, on the other side of the trees.
It's like where the gravel circles around to get to the plant.
You can blow it up.
can you see it?
Yeah.
Yeah, see Johnny, where the gravel road, it comes up to that point right there where the brush.
Yeah.
Yeah, that white line is what everything's for sale. And
And the black line?
Yeah,
Black line.
It's
Okay,
black
yeah, black
I
line.
like
line.
this, Shannon.
the white line's a road. And,
Yes, sir. Okay.
yeah, the black.
I got you on the other side of the creek there. I got you, yeah. I just wasn't 100% sure. Thanks, sir.
Thanks for sending that to me.
I guess it would be something, be interesting to see what kind of deal he might make for the city of Frost if it's not nobody in, if it's not continuing under contract. Because I can't see nobody giving that kind of price for it. Being in a
you're not
floodplain.
getting much land that's not in the flood, just that one on the
Right
outside.
behind Wallace's
Yeah.
old house.
Yeah.
That's about it. We're back to where James
If it's
loses Texas
divisible.
hay at.
I mean, if it's divisible, then
Yeah, somebody may be
Fine.
looking to sell it to that guy behind Wallace and sell some to us. Because they heard we were talking about it. It's on the agenda.
Yeah, no,
That's true.
You could probably still divide it and just sell it separate instead of something.
I don't know what to tell y'all, but it's me.
You gonna buy it and resell it?
Yeah, no money.
Okay, item number 7, discuss forks for backhoe and dump trailer.
That'd be me. What this is about is one day we were down there dumping at the piece of land we're talking about, and the new Chevrolet truck, new to us. And nothing against the guys, but limbs are hanging off the sides of it. They're having, like I said, loaded, like we spoke of earlier, and unloaded by hand, taking time. So I know they came over and asked us for some motor grader blades to make some type of attachment for arms to pick up brush and whatever. That's fine and dandy, but anyway, I went ahead and called my guy at RDO, Kevin. And as you can tell, the price here, I don't think we have to pay tax, but it's $1,350. And what they do on the bucket, you weld hooks on it like this right here, 4 of them across it, and the forks stay on the ground. And it's got a bar going around it with a locking coupler on each end, so you just pick it up and go. The bottom of the forks rest against the bottom of the bucket. That's where your pressure is applied at. So it's quick disconnect. $1,350 for the equipment. Sounds maybe a little bit high, but it's the convenience of it is what it is. We got them there. David Brewer wanted them at our shop, and they're nice. I will say they are nice because we didn't have any forklifts. But anyway, the other sheet of paper there on the Central Kubota, I'd heard somebody say something about grappler, and the grappler for that particular unit that we have is $4,300.
That's the thing.
You go up to the pallet brush, you grab it, and you can pick it up, throw it in the back of the trailer, whatever it may be, and go.
Where'd our forks go that they had?
I didn't know we had forks
They're
the
supposed to
other
be
day.
up there.
I heard they got scrapped.
They can't be scrapped, because if they got scrapped, then somebody owes us a bunch of money.
Yeah, so this,
How much are they?
$650.
so we'll have to find that out. I
Because
don't know.
somebody's gonna owe us
Yeah,
money.
I didn't know we had forks there either.
Mhm.
That's what they could have been using for the brush to make it easier.
No, I can go ahead and say Tony hooked us up with that for free. They were donated to us, and if they broke them, because I asked Tony about it, and the company that builds them would have fixed them for us.
So I don't know. I don't
But
know
if they
what
got
happened.
scrapped,
Yeah. Then we need to find a scrapper.
they probably cost more than $650 now.
Yeah. And the other thing is, I got 3 quotes. 2 of them's high, so I'm only gonna bring them up. But me seeing what I seen up there, then going to the tractor and looking at the tractor and taking pictures, we've got a 16-foot flatbed and we've got I guess a 5x10. You know what it is, JJ?
Yeah. it
Sitting there. I don't know why we're not using a trailer instead of
That's why.
using a truck and
They're
getting it
supposed to use
scratched
the
up.
trailer.
So that's why I was saying when I was thinking when you were talking about going around with the trailer wall, what trailer? You talking about bulk anything bigger for a trailer that what we got to charge for? Well, you got a 16-footer and you got a 5x10, totally different prices. But anyway, this is a dump trailer like what we have at the plant at the barn. It's a lightweight one for a half-ton pickup. It's got the scissor lift on it. You can raise it up, so there's no manual labor. I don't want to say it's where I'm against it, but I'm just saying you got a chance of somebody getting hurt. Yes, it's money. And this isn't something I'm looking at what's buying right now. Maybe it's something we can put on the budget when it comes up in October. Something like that. So I'm just trying to bring something forward to the city of council, I guess I should say, and y'all can have all that. But the one over the closest, I called Phil's Trailers in Waco, which they're highly advertised. I think it was like $8,500. So like I said, and then the one in I've got my paperwork's all screwed up. The Flat Rock in Hewitt, they were about the same price, but the closest one to us and the cheapest was PNC in Malone.
How big is that trailer?
5x10. All the information's on them. It's a 5x10 with 2 3,500-pound axles, 5-inch frame, wraparound tongue, toolbox on the tongue, 2-inch adjustable bulldog style coupler, 7,000-pound jack. So I mean it's heavy duty. I mean it just keeps going. Theirs is $7,100, so they're like $1,500 cheaper than anybody else. Still expensive, but like I said, it'll save the truck. It'll save some injuries possible. Because I can promise you, loading the limbs like we do from time to time, tripping over them, somebody's going to get hurt. But anyway, it's just something to put on the agenda or back burner, table it for later discussion for maybe possible,
Okay, well, at least we know the numbers.
Budget season, yeah.
yes, so I'm gonna tell you what, you got this, Rachel, I'm gonna let you have these. Well, you don't, the other two don't even matter as far as I'm concerned. I'll give them to you anyway. One of them doesn't seem to have a price on it. I don't know what happened to it. When I looked it up on my email, I seen it, but I don't know. My girlfriend printed them out, so she may have done something wrong. I mean, she is blind, so
It's always
sorry.
her fault.
It's our fault.
I'm gonna blame it on her anyway.
It's our
Hold
fault.
on.
Huh? Yeah, she works at, she works for the county too.
As far as this is being a discussion though, we do need to follow up on that with our
Of course.
forks.
Yep.
Cause if they went to the scrap pile, somebody owes money.
Who's gonna admit to it?
And how long have they been gone?
Yeah.
That's gonna get real serious. Like some of the fire hydrants in the past, it could have been rebuilt.
Well, I'm gonna bring up something right now then. If we've got equipment, we don't know where it's at and where it's been or whatever it is, we need to have an inventory.
Exactly.
I mean, whatever it is. Like I said, I don't know what we have, but I know when I went up to look at the tractor and take pictures of it to get all these quotes and stuff to see what size bucket we had. I mean, I see the two trailers sitting there, but I don't know what all we have as far as the city has. So it's something we need to have an inventory, and it needs to come up in the budget every year.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we need to
Yeah,
just
no
take
problem.
some, simply take some
We
pictures.
should have an asset list. Do we not have an asset list?
No.
Well,
I mean,
Well,
we
yeah,
have assets,
listed on the deal,
yeah,
but I
We
don't know
got
how,
tractor,
I don't know how
brush
far
hog,
down it goes.
inventoried as far as inventory.
Zero
Okay.
turn, we got a lot.
no, they said that about the supplies too.
Mm-hmm. The consumables
I hadn't
should be,
thought about
should
that
be
till now, but-
tracked as well.
If
I'm
we don't know
thinking
where
that
the
new
forks
mayor's
are.
gonna get this under.
Well, I tell you what, he better. Since we're just now thinking of it. That little hornet's nest. Hope we don't hear all this.
I just can't believe it sits still this long.
I heard that. It's probably about it to hit back there.
Item number 8,
Sorry, rascals.
discuss budget for
Oh,
road
yeah, I'm up
improvements.
again.
You're up again.
My question on the road budget is, we have it at $15,000 every year. I'm not saying that's great or that's what we can afford or whatever it is, but my question
It's
is,
terrible.
it is terrible. Blooming Groves is 79. We'll use that as an example, being right next door. That's what Rory Evans told me. But I guess my concern is, I understand, same way with the county, whatever money you don't use in every itemized budget, if you want to call that, like just say for roads, it goes back into the general fund. Is there a reason it has to? Can it not stay floating in the road improvements? Because here's the problem. I had that guy come out here and he wants $14,000 to do 2 strips of road, and that's chip seal. It's not even pavement.
Yeah.
So, and I'm sure we're being charged extra for such a small area. So my whole point is if we can increase the budget at budget time, and whatever money we don't spend this year, which we need to spend, but if we can add it to the budget next year, or maybe not add it, have it included. So I'm just saying, I'm gonna use
Roll
this
it
as
over.
an example. 15, we have 10 grand left, roll it over, that's the word I'm looking for. And we do increase it to 20, then now we know we have 30 grand to use next year. I'm not saying they'll come out here and do something for 30 grand and give us a cheaper amount of whatever it is or price. It's just something I'm curious about. I don't know if it's able to, I don't know none of
Yeah,
that.
that's something I never learned.
I'm with
So-
you. I'm trying to learn stuff on this right here, and as I go. But like I said, I just know in the past everything gets turned into the general fund. But I'm not trying to say, since I'm kind of like over the roads, I want this one to be separate from y'all. It's not that. It's just
But that makes sense.
I don't
though.
know how to improve the roads without having a certain amount and go out there and do several strips of roads.
Yeah.
Even if it goes over to the general fund, you should be able to allot more that next year
Earmark
for.
it.
Yeah.
Our
For
roads
what
are
you
So I
want.
guess what
bad
you're
right
saying
now.
is if our budget every year right now is 15 grand, we have 10 grand left over, next year we can just go ahead and budget for 25. Is that what you're saying?
Sounds
Was
good
what
to
I'm
me if we
catching?
got that. I mean, should be able to do it.
That's been the problem, I think, over the years. We haven't done that. We should have been doing that because, I mean, we're getting to a point that some of these roads are terrible. I mean, some of them are, I don't know if it's even some of them okay. The ones going to the school are okay, but I'm just saying it's
Some of
bad.
those around the school are terrible.
Well,
The-
we're fixing
Well, all
to
this
try
Not
to
way
that
do
is
main
not
one,
helping.
but the,
We're gonna try to do something with that one before graduation. So, the county is.
Just don't fix them from my street or Ron Street. We don't
It's
wanna-
more the
we don't want
ones
to look like
like-
we're getting favors.
Like Brian and Melissa's
Mine's been
road,
fixed.
that one that goes around gets so much traffic, it's, you can't even dodge
need bleeding
one
yet?
without falling on another.
No.
Which the rain
Leave it
had.
alone. But anyway, that was my question on that. I don't know if it's something, do you know anything about this, Shannon? I mean,
For
I'm just saying.
municipalities, I can do some research and see what I can.
I'm like Ron,
Yeah.
I think we're legal no matter what, you just add that money to it next year if we know what it is, but still,
You
just
can always
curious.
increase.
You can always increase it. You can amend your budget.
Mhm.
The rolling over thing, I think it's the same concept.
Right.
You just increase your budget, take money off something else.
Cause I would love to be able to start right here at Main Street, and that's, I don't know what the name of the street is, but the one in front of the church all the way down to the end, I guess that's Belma's Road. I'm just saying, go from one
That's
end,
Paige.
well,
I don't think that's the official name, but
that's what I'm with you, but just go from point A to point B where it ends. And then maybe the next time, grab the next road over and go all the way to the end on it. Something like that, just going up one block over or 2 blocks and stopping, I mean,
just
they're
create
gonna
a
be
long-term
tore up
plan.
by the time we get a couple sections like that done. But at the same time, I know we need ditch work done because I seen down there where Christy Bryant lives and it was a lake down there and
Yeah.
I don't know if the covers wasn't flowing or what it was, but putting in new pavement and letting water deteriorate it ain't gonna last.
Yeah.
It ain't gonna last.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Item 9, discuss and approve consent items. Let's look at any questions about the minutes from the March meeting. Is all that good? Glad you added that.
I'll get a copy and paste.
And, financials. I think our CDs come due in May. Can you find out when they're,
Well, we got them set up for like
I think they're only for a year.
yearly.
It's 1 year. And if you don't do anything, then they just roll it over at their current, what they say their current rate is.
Yeah, good.
Will it be for the same term though, whatever it was?
It'll be for a year. Any questions on the financials?
Well,
Utility report?
you got anything on that, Ron?
Nope. Except for the water.
That's the water.
The water loss.
I'm doing research on that. So before I started, somewhere along the way, that number got either misentered or something. Because I went back like a year and a half and I was looking at all the reports, and somewhere in there I talked to RVSs who are systems through. I talked to them and they need to know about when the number was misentered because that's where that huge loss is coming from. But that's not an accurate number. There's no way we lost that much water. But I went back and I've got to find exactly when whoever keyed it incorrectly, so that they can go back and backdate and fix what the actual number was supposed to be. But there's no way we lost that much water. There's no way.
Cause that's more than we sold.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
And
So on that, will you tell them about the school? Rachel went to training on our water
Yeah.
system.
on
Just
the
tell them where you went and what you did.
I went to San Marcos for 2-day training for the water meters. And there's a lot of things that our water meters will do and read and help us with our water usage and readings and all that. I've got a lady actually coming Wednesday to set, and there's a lot of meters that aren't reading, and the way their meters are set up, they should ping no matter if they're underwater, and they have to be under at least 5 feet of water before they're gonna not ping.
I'm almost there.
They should not, right, they should not be even behind the fence at the school. She's like, that meter should still read. She's like, there's no way. I said, the guys walk up to the fence. She said, it should ping. I said, it's not. So there's an issue with something, or there's something in their system, how it's set up, and it's not communicating with RVS. So she's gonna come and she's gonna sit with me Wednesday, and she's gonna go to each meter that I have written down. I've got a laundry list of meters for her to go look at. But I did go from 122 to 50, now only 23 are not reading. So we are fixing it. So, and some of them are pinging incorrectly, and pushing out these huge bills that, are over $1,100, $1,300, $5,300 bills because they're not pinging correctly. So it's something with the coordinates, the longitude, everything has to be, to the exact point, or for some reason it's not reading correctly. So I got a lot out of it, and like I said, we fixed it. We went from 122 to 50, about 50 meters to 23 meters last time that the guys had to manually read. So if we can get them all to ping, she said we shouldn't have a single meter that will not ping at all. Not a single meter should not ping and not automatically read. Mm-hmm. She said, we may have to go in. It's going to take some time to go through each and every single meter to make sure that the numbers are correct, the point. Some of them have decimals, some of them don't. That will throw it off too. So she is going to come. Like I said, we fixed a lot of them, but she's going to come Wednesday and go meter to meter and look at these and find out why they're not working. That way we can get all of our water on point. Mm-hmm. So, but yes, I did get a lot out of it. It was very, very knowledgeable.
So what about current leaks right now? Do we have any identified?
There's too much water on the ground.
Yeah. We do have one that is up on Bennett that every time it almost gets dry enough for them to mess with it, it rains. Mm. So that one, and then out towards the cemetery where the fire hydrant is out there is a small leak. But again, I tried to do a line locate, and with all the water, they were like, we'll have to come back out next weekend.
So it's marked up there on Bennett,
yes.
though, right?
Yes, sir.
Is there another place up there that's leaking also?
Oh, there's only one that I know of.
Yeah.
So
look at that top 20 past due water accounts and see how Rachel has got that down.
So I went from 40 past due to 20. Now I can only get 15 for you guys that were actually past due. And I think 3 or 4 of them were a payment was made in April.
The last
Look at the last page in the water.
Those numbers look a lot better than
Right
to
there,
start
that
with.
last page.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah, it's getting way better.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I am working with everyone and making sure. I went from disconnects of, I did, I think 12 or 13 the first time, 8 or 10 the next month, and then this month was only 5. So I'm getting people are.
That's all it takes.
So.
Put down.
Awesome. So she's learning that system. And
I've even been reading the handbook,
yeah.
the manual on it.
Okay, any questions about the utility report? Next up is police and court report.
Popo. Well, I can tell my numbers are way low. I got stuck on one case. The hours that I worked is correct. I made two felony arrests. More charges are coming. Started out with 1 victim, which has turned into 11. I got quite a bit going. At the time being, I'm kind of at a standstill. Have been, I guess, over the weekend. Talked to the DA today, so we still have more stuff coming out. My concern is me getting a big case like this. I mean,
Been here almost 2 years, and this is the first one I've gotten this big. But eventually this is gonna go to trial, and I'm gonna be tied up again for a week or two. And I don't like leaving the city as bad as I did with this. So, we need to figure something out. The county helped a little bit, but not much.
I understand they didn't help very much.
Not really. They helped me serve the search warrant.
One day.
Yeah, they helped me one day, helped me serve the search warrant. The DA's office is the one that's been helping me the most.
It's
They loaned me one of their investigators for a while.
And that's 11 with just him?
Yes.
it's a horrible deal.
Yeah, it's 11 victims with just one suspect. But as of right now, I've only got 2 felony charges. So I apologize for my numbers being down, but I have been working a pretty serious case. It's probably gonna go, I'm surprised it hadn't hit the media yet, but I'm sure it's coming. So,
And what is this last page?
That was a report that Connie suggests that I run. That's for the past 7 years. You see non-paid, paid, and balance what the police department has made or has brought
The past 7 years?
the past 7 years.
My page is blank,
It is.
but I can read it. Thank you,
Sorry.
ma'am. You're fine.
But
Can you run this like
I can run
per
it.
year?
Yes, I can run it for any dates that you guys want to ran for.
I was gonna say, at the budget year would be very helpful,
Yeah.
Yes.
from inception of budget.
I can do that. But that was what she suggested, was me to run this past 7 years as of that date, so.
Yeah. Because this, I mean, it's great information, but it's
Yeah.
7 years worth
Right.
of data.
Yeah.
Was Elvis here 7 years ago?
He left the building.
I'd like to see what his was.
Yeah, he left the building.
All right, is there any other questions about, or anything about the consent item? If not, we need a motion to approve them.
I'll make a motion to approve.
We have a motion, do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Any other discussion? All in favor of approving the consent item, say aye. All opposed?
Aye.
One opposed.
I second the motion.
Item 10, mayor's report.
Oh, I'm quitting.
He's out of here.
Mayor's report.
Let me get back with it.
Just want to say congratulations to Shannon and Johnny for, even though it's not official, evidently. Congratulations and thank you for running again. Congratulations to Tony for winning the election as mayor. Just want to thank y'all for everybody's support. And I'm just going to say it's been very interesting. I've learned a lot.
Never to
But
vote for mayor again.
it's tough. It really is. So to
Never gonna do it again.
all these folks that have been
Yeah.
mayor, kudos to them. And
Quitter.
quitter.
I'm hanging it up.
I had to leave town.
It's so bad you're leaving town.
So, but anyway, on the mayor's report, I've gotten with Tony on the Navarre Mills plant where we are, and Ron and I've got Ron up to date on that too. So they're still now with this rain, we're just waiting on it to get dry. And the CDBG grant at the sewer plant, we're moving forward every day with that. There's just paperwork you got to fill in. But Jake with
State Farm.
Yeah.
State Farm has got it. He's got that under control.
What was he wearing?
Khakis.
That's all.
Sounds hideous.
Yeah.
And I think that's all I had. That's all I had for that.
On the water tank though, we
Nothing else.
never did discuss. Did we give them the approval to dig that out, or is that?
He's, according to Trey, they haven't never come back with a price.
So that's one thing we need to get addressed pretty quickly, so that goes. Okay.
So they're gonna update the money. So, we've tried all week to, get our process down for the election, cause I was trying to make this the last meeting that we did, but we don't have the information to do that, to canvass the election and to install the new officers. So items 10, or item 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15, and 16, we can't do. So we'll have a special called meeting, probably Monday. We'll put that out to do items 11 through 16. We'll have a special called meeting to do that. So that'll be Monday, and we'll post a notice.
Is
We
that at the
thought,
same time as school board?
when's school board?
Monday at
Monday
7.
at 6
Is it
o'clock.
6 or 7?
Yeah, but it won't take us long. It won't take very long at all.
I've got a basketball game to go to.
And we gotta have 4 council members here. Instead of,
Can we do it early?
can't do it with 3. Oh, we can do it whenever.
We can do it earlier, that way.
Monday the 13th.
What time works better? Does 5 work better than 6? Does 7 work better than 6?
That's all gonna
I think
screw me,
earlier
but
the
I'll work with it.
Just wanna keep it at 6.
She's the
Take
only
your
one
time.
that really has appointments, so I mean, I'm good with whatever y'all decide.
Just pick something, I'll make it work.
Or if we just
5 works better for me.
So you're saying like probably 15, 30 minutes for her, just so she
Yeah,
knows?
it won't be long.
Just end your day early. I'm not gonna make put in.
If we did 5, is that
I can do it.
what you?
Mine is always, you never know.
He ain't got a job, he's
Anyway,
good.
Yeah, farming ain't work.
Okay, I'll post it and,
it
we'll
ain't
go
gonna
with
dry
that.
out till June.
I hope it does, Ron. I'm going broke.
All right,
I'll make a motion to adjourn then.
Second.
I know you're fixing to read number 17.
we have a motion and a second to adjourn.
That was too quick and easy.
Say no.
Thank you all so much.
Hey, come on now. You can't say nay on that one. You can, but just kidding.
Oh, meeting is adjourned at 6:58,
Flawless, Scott,
May the
flawless.
6th, 2024.
So I don't know
Should
for
be
sure,
off, shouldn't
but
it?
the other day Scott
It'll-
Daddle
it'll
made the
post
comment about his buddy that has hearing.
What are you eating?
Bet jelly beans ever made.
I can take him to a friend, to a meeting. And the last time, the last thing he did, he pops it in his mouth, thinking it's a jelly bean or a gummy bear.